welcome to Dead Man Talking. Tonight's show is a true Bigfoot encounter over in the Kiamichi Mountains in southeastern Oklahoma. Hope you guys enjoy this one. Huge thank you again to my dear friend David Padre Holly and his group of investigators, field researchers, sharing another encounter with ourselves. A few weeks ago, you might remember David's encounter with a dogman creature, or as he likes to refer to them, lichens. As ever, please do like, share and comment. Without further ado, let's get into tonight's True Sasquatch Encounter. I'd like to entitle, Are You Going to Shoot? Let's get straight into that. Hi DMT, it's David. I have a Sasquatch encounter for you. Okay guys, the last story I submitted dealt with my encounter with the cryptid many call dogman or werewolf. Lichen's a better choice in my humble opinion. This time around, I'd like to tell you about an encounter which I was involved in that occurred in January of 2012 in the Kiamichi Mountains of southeastern Oklahoma. On a large Army Corps or Engineers Lake, the organisation which helped found the Timberline Bigfoot Group. We're in phase 3 of a 5-year research project. The area we selected was located approximately 10 miles off the highway. No lights, no running water, no camp hosts. Strictly primitive with a capital P. We produced our own electricity by using a portable generator. This campground did and still has those old brown metallic eyesores referred to as toilets. Before I continue on, just a brief description of what it was like when we arrived. The road we came in on from the highway was blacktopped for only a few miles. Then it became gravel and red clay. Trees were everywhere on both sides of this road. Every mile or so would be a house with dilapidated houses, campers and school buses no longer in use as student transportation. As you drove down this road, you just had a feeling a Bigfoot might step right out of the woods and cross the road in front of you. As you come to the end of the road and enter the campgrounds, you encounter a sign which serves as an announcement of sorts about carrying a trash out with you when you leave, and other admonishments about being good campers. There is one rule which, as you enter the park, simply jumps out and grabs your attention. No loaded firearms. Loaded? Makes one pause to consider the wording. No loaded. Still, if this campground is going to be a base of your operations, your primary research area for 5 years, you already know your firearms will be loaded. As we select an area to camp in on this particular trip, we were surprised that there were absolutely no birds chirping, singing or flying around. It felt as if the area was sterile. No sounds of any and other than our own voices, and the barking of a dog which we always brought with us. There were no other campers in the park. We were 6 alone. Well, 6 and Rock, my son's pit bull. We decided the first order of business that morning was to enlarge a fire pit left from the previous group of campers. The fire pit and the gathering of firewood took up a good portion of time. My son, who will remain nameless and who I'll refer to simply as this narrative as my son, had us all park our vehicles in a manner which would allow us a quick departure from the area if need were to arise. My son drives a 2004 Ford F-150 with a Triton engine. He and Rock would sleep in the cab of his truck. Mike A and Bubba would share the back of Mike's minivan. Perry M would be parked next to my Chevy Blazer, and he would be sleeping in the back seat of his Chevrolet pickup truck. CG and I would sleep in the back of the Blazer, as its back seat would lay down and make a sleeping area. By mid-afternoon, we'd been worn out from gathering more firewood, scouting various areas, etc. We roasted wieners and ate hot dogs. At approximately 11:30 PM, we turned in for the night. Ever spend a night somewhere where there's absolutely no security lights, no lights of any kind, where even the moon and starlight are diffused? Yeah, the area we were at was that dark. Even the strongest flashlights couldn't cut the cold, black winter's night. We had turned in and had got uncomfortable. CG and I shared small talk and soon drifted off to sleep. We'd been sleeping for approximately 2 hours when I heard 3 distinctive taps on the window of CG's side of the blazer. "Hey," he whispered. "Are you awake?" "Yeah," I whispered back. "I heard it." "What are we going to do?" "Well," I replied, "there's a couple of things you can do. You can slowly turn over on your side and take a look at it, or you can pull your stocking cap down over your eyes, pull your sleeping bag up over your face, and try to go back to sleep." 3 more taps, only now they were on my side of the blazer. I sighed and turned on my side facing the window. Our campfire hadn't completely died down, and with the glow it was casting, it allowed me to see the dark outline of a massive face peering into the vehicle. I really wasn't worried. The car windows had been tinted by the previous owner, and we had no kind of lights on in the vehicle to give ourselves or our position away. "Are you armed?" asked CG, in my hand. "Are you going to shoot?" "Not unless it rips one of the doors off the vehicle with the windows rolled up and the doors locked. If I fired my gun in this vehicle, we'd probably lose our hearing." Instead of planning on my life with little, if any, hearing in the event if I had to fire inside the SUV, I began concentrating on contacting my son on our walkie-talkies. Quietly, I began trying to raise my son on his radio. I was having no luck. Nor could I contact anyone else. In frustration, I called out on the radio, "I think there's a squatch in these woods," just as I'd seen another big-name researcher do on a reality TV series a year or so earlier. There was no response from any member of our team. Throughout the hours before the sun rose and we could see, this visitor continued to remain close to my vehicle. From time to time we could hear him leave, but it always returned quickly. It would circle our vehicle making grunting type noises, growling, tapping on the windows. It even made a sound which sounded like a grouchy old man mumbling on one occasion. The sun was beginning to clear the top of the mountain surrounding us when it finally left. My son and his dog rolled out to the pickup truck, put wood on our near-extinguished campfire and hurriedly returned to his pickup. Perry was sleeping soundly in his pickup only a few feet away from mine. He said he never heard a sound. My son had not answered my radio call as he had a second creature visiting him and the dog. They had slipped into the back floorboard of his pickup, covered themselves with sleeping bags and blankets, and prepared for the worst. Later that morning, we found an 18-inch track near our campsite on Fire Lane. The following night, we built a campfire even bigger, sat up a bit later, and got prepared for another night. They didn't return. If they did, they were silent and left us alone. The area continues to be quite active. Our research group continues to monitor the activity in the area. Our last visit was in January of 2017. There were 2 of us, and we were forced to leave the area much sooner than we planned. But that's another story I'm not ready to talk about now. Regards, David Padre Holly. Wow. Excellent encounter there. Thank you ever so much, David, for once again sharing one of your group's encounters with us. Very, very interested to hear more from you guys. Again, I can't thank you enough for trusting me with the story and taking the time to speak with me. As ever, guys and girls, please do let us know down below in the comments what you thought. Please do like and share. Your shares and your likes really do help grow and build this channel and community. And remember, if you're going camping up the mountain or in a deep, dark forest, make sure you take the right equipment, properly protected, and above all, remember, be safe, not sorry.